You believe vulnerability is strength. You have been told this 1,000 times. Be open. Be authentic. Share your truth. In a perfect world, a world of saints and angels, this would be beautiful advice. But you do not live in that world. You live in this one. A world of competing interests, of hidden agendas, of temporary alliances. And in this world, your vulnerability is not strength. It is ammunition. And you have been handing it to the enemy for free. Have you ever felt it? That sickening, twisting feeling in your gut. The feeling you get when something you shared in a moment of trust, a fear, a dream, a moment of weakness, is thrown back in your face. Maybe it was used as a joke in front of others, a joke that everyone laughed at, except you. Maybe it was used as a piece of leverage in an argument, a way to shut you down, to make you feel small. Maybe it was just a quiet, condescending look that said, "I know your weakness. I remember what you told me, and I own you now." You gave them a map to your heart, and they used it to find the perfect place to stab you. You felt betrayed. You felt foolish. You felt weak. And you swore you would never make that mistake again. But the fear of being hurt has now built a different kind of prison around you. You hesitate to trust anyone. You don't know what to hide and what to share. You feel isolated, guarded, but still unsafe. Today, we do not build walls. Walls are for the fearful. Today, we build an armory. A place where your story, your truth, is not a liability, but a collection of weapons under your absolute control. This video will reveal the 3 most sacred pieces of personal intelligence you must guard as if they were state secrets. You will learn the dark art of information control, and you will transform from the open book, easily read, easily predicted, and easily manipulated, into the black box, an entity of such profound mystery, that your very unreadability becomes your greatest source of power. This is not about becoming a liar. This is about becoming a strategist. Now, before you learn to lock your armory, you must first declare ownership of it. Drop this vow in the comments below. My story is my weapon, and I control it. Let's begin by understanding the enemy. The enemy is not bad people. The enemy is human nature itself. Let's call this principle the law of opportunistic weakness. Every confession is an opportunity. You see the world through the lens of your own intentions. When you share a weakness, you are seeking connection, empathy, support. You assume the listener is receiving your confession with the same intent. This is a dangerously naive assumption. Many people, even those you call friends, are listening through a different lens. They are listening for leverage. They are listening for information. They are listening for an advantage. This is not always conscious or malicious. It is a primal, subconscious calculation. Our brains are wired to assess the strengths and weaknesses of those around us. It is a survival mechanism left over from our tribal past. Who is a threat? Who is an asset? Who can be dominated? When you confess a weakness, you are not just sharing a feeling. You are providing a data point. And that data point is being filed away in their subconscious mind. You confess your fear of public speaking. Data point: this person is not a threat for leadership roles. They can be easily intimidated in a group setting. You confess your financial struggles. Data point: this person is in a desperate position. They will likely accept a low offer. They can be motivated by money. You confess your deep insecurity about your intelligence. Data point: this person's ego is fragile. It can be easily manipulated with either flattery or condescension. Your moment of authentic connection has become their strategic advantage. You were playing for empathy. They were playing for power. The open book, the person who believes in radical honesty, is a walking intelligence report for their own enemies. They believe their transparency is a sign of confidence and integrity. They do not understand that in the Machiavellian world of social dynamics, transparency is a strategic blunder of the highest order. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities, that a deceiver will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived." Your present necessity is the emotional need for connection and validation. You feel a moment of pain or doubt, and you have an urgent need to share it, to be understood. This need makes you simple. It makes you predictable. And it makes you the perfect target for the deceiver, who will offer you a moment of counterfeit empathy in exchange for a piece of your power. Today, you learn to break this cycle. You learn that your inner world is a sovereign territory, and not everyone deserves a visa. Here are the 3 sacred secrets of the black box. To reveal these is to hand your enemy the keys to your kingdom. Guard them with your life. Sacred secret number 1. Your deepest fears and insecurities. This is the nuclear code of your soul. It is the most powerful weapon that can ever be used against you. To give this information away is an act of absolute insanity. The nature of the secret. This is not about your minor anxieties, like a fear of spiders or a dislike of flying. This is the core wound. The thing that, if touched, can bring you to your knees. The deep-seated fear that you are not smart enough. The paralyzing insecurity that you are unlovable. The secret terror that you are an imposter, and one day everyone will find out. The lingering trauma from a past failure or humiliation. This is the heart of your emotional armor's blueprint, and you are giving it to your enemies. The dark psychology of its weaponization. Once someone knows your core fear, they no longer have to fight you. They can control you with a single, well-chosen word. If your fear is of being unintelligent, all they have to do in an argument is sigh and say, "Well, that's a very simplistic way of looking at it." And you will crumble. Your rational mind will shut down, and your panicked, insecure child self will take over. You will become defensive, emotional, and weak. If your fear is of being unlovable, all a partner has to do is withdraw their affection, go silent, and let your own mind do the torturing. Your fear will convince you that you have done something wrong, that you must apologize, that you must do anything to win back the affection that has been strategically withheld. If your fear is of being an imposter, all a boss has to do is question your commitment or your competence in a meeting. "Are you sure you're up to this task, John?" And your own inner voice will scream, "He knows. It's all over." Your fear becomes a remote control for your behavior, and you are the one who handed them the remote. The vulnerable friend's mistake. The vulnerable person believes that sharing their deepest fears is the ultimate act of intimacy. They think it forges an unbreakable bond. "I've never told anyone this before." They whisper. They are confusing a confession with a connection. A true connection is forged when someone earns the right to hear your vulnerability by first demonstrating their own unwavering loyalty and strength of character. A confession to an unvetted person is not intimacy. It is a gamble with a loaded gun. The Machiavellian countermove, the armored core. The black box understands that his core insecurities are his own to manage, to master, and to overcome. They are not for public consumption. They are not tools for bonding. They are the private demons he must fight in the silence of his own mind. The strategy of the armory. Know your own blueprint. You must do the hard, internal work of identifying your own core fears. You must be brutally honest with yourself. What is the one comment that can always get under your skin? What is the one scenario that fills you with a cold dread? Know your weakness. This is the first step to guarding it. The performance of invulnerability. In the world, especially with people in your outer and inner courts, you must project an aura of someone who is fundamentally untroubled by these things. This is not about lying. It is about emotional discipline. When a topic comes close to your core fear, you must be the most calm, the most detached, the most analytical person in the room. You are acting. You are wearing your armor. The strategic confession. Vulnerability can be a weapon, but only when used by a master. An advanced move is to confess a false or lesser vulnerability. You can admit to a minor, relatable weakness that is not your core wound. I'm terrible with names. Or I'm not a morning person. This creates a counterfeit intimacy. It makes the other person feel you are being open, which encourages them to be open in return. You have given them a harmless piece of information, and in exchange, you may receive a truly valuable one. Reserve the truth for the royal chamber. Your truest, deepest fears are reserved only for the one or two people in your life who have proven, over years, through fire, that they are a part of you. And even then, you share with the understanding that the world is a shifting place. As Machiavelli would say, a fortress with a known weakness in its wall is no fortress at all. It is a trap. Your deepest fear is the known weakness in your wall. Do not distribute the blueprints. Sacred secret number 2, your grand ambitions and great dreams. This will seem counterintuitive. You have been told to share your goals, to put it out into the universe. This is the advice of the naive. For the strategist, your greatest dream is your secret battle plan, and you never show your battle plan to a potential enemy. The nature of the secret. This is your ultimate vision. The company you plan to build. The book you secretly want to write. The radical life change you are contemplating. The throne you intend to seize. It is the raw, unformed, and powerful energy of your future self. And it is incredibly fragile. The dark psychology of its weaponization. When you share a great dream too early, you expose it to 3 assassins. The assassin of envy. Your ambition is a mirror that reflects other people's mediocrity back at them. They may not even be conscious of it, but your dream makes them uncomfortable. It highlights their own lack of courage. And to soothe this discomfort, they will subtly, or not so subtly, try to kill your dream. They will do this not with a sword, but with 1,000 tiny pinpricks of realism. That's a great idea, but is the market really ready for it? Are you sure you have enough experience for that? That sounds amazing, but what about your mortgage? Be realistic. They are not giving you good advice. They are injecting you with the poison of their own fear. The assassin of competition. If your dream is in a competitive space, sharing it is the equivalent of announcing your intended line of attack to the opposing army. You have just given every potential rival a head start. They can copy your idea, block your path, or prepare their defenses long before you are ready to launch. The element of surprise is a priceless strategic asset, and you have just thrown it away for a moment of validation. The assassin of premature satisfaction. This is a psychological trap you set for yourself. When you talk about your great dream, your brain gives you a small hit of dopamine, a taste of the satisfaction of having already achieved it. This can subtly reduce your motivation to do the actual, hard, lonely work required to make it a reality. You become the person who is always talking about the book they are going to write, but never actually writes it. The talk has become a substitute for the action. The passionate dreamer's mistake. The dreamer believes that sharing their vision will attract supporters and build a team. They are confusing broadcasting with recruiting. You do not attract serious allies by sharing a dream. You attract them by showing results. No one invests in a business plan scribbled on a napkin. They invest in a prototype that works. The Machiavellian counter-move, the way of the silent architect. The black box works in the shadows. He is the silent architect, building the foundations of his empire while no one is watching. He does not talk about the future he is going to create. He is too busy creating it. The strategy of the secret project. Work in stealth mode. Your great ambition is your secret project. You pour your energy, your late nights, your early mornings into it. But to the outside world, you are just the same person you have always been. You maintain your cover. The power of the vague answer. When people ask what you've been up to, you have a series of boring, non-committal answers ready. Just the usual. Working on a few small things. Trying to learn a new skill. You make your real, life-changing work sound as uninteresting as possible. Reveal with results, not intentions. You do not announce your plan to write a book. You announce that your book is finished and has a publisher. You do not announce your plan to start a company. You announce that your company is launched and has its first paying customers. You do not announce your intention to get a promotion. You simply get the promotion. The strategic leak. An advanced tactic is to leak a false ambition. You let people believe you are intensely focused on one goal, while your real work is happening on another. This sends your competitors on a wild goose chase, wasting their resources to counter a threat that doesn't exist. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Let them see the ordinary man. Let them see the person who is doing what is expected. Let the few, the very few, experience the shocking reality of your accomplishment only when it is too late for them to stop it. Your dream is a fragile seed. If you plant it in the open, it will be trampled by the careless, eaten by the envious, and choked by the weeds of other people's doubts. Plant it in a secret garden. Nurture it in silence. And when it is a mighty tree, then you can invite the world to marvel at its fruit. Sacred secret number 3, your true lever of power. Every person has a hidden lever. A thing that, if they possessed it, would give them a significant advantage. Or, if it were used against them, would cause their ruin. This is your true lever of power. And for most people, it is shockingly unguarded. The nature of the secret. Your lever is not a simple weakness. It is a strategic asset or liability. It could be a piece of secret knowledge. You know something about your company, your industry, or another person that gives you an edge. A hidden resource. You have a sum of money, a powerful connection, or a secret skill that no one knows about. This is your ace in the hole. A point of leverage over someone else. You have knowledge of a past mistake, a broken promise, or a hidden weakness of someone who could be a rival. This is the dark side of the art and must be handled with extreme care. Your price, the one thing that could be offered to you that would make you compromise your principles. Every person has one, even if they deny it. Is it money? Status? A specific form of recognition? Knowing your price is the first step to ensuring no one can ever pay it. The dark psychology of its weaponization. Once someone knows your true lever of power, your entire strategic position is compromised. If they know your secret knowledge, they can use it to counter you or claim it as their own. If they know your hidden resource, they can try to take it, diminish it, or force you to use it before you are ready. If they know your leverage over someone else, they can expose it to create chaos, or warn the other person, neutralizing your advantage. If they know your price, they now have a direct path to corrupting and controlling you. Your true lever of power is the key to your strategic independence. To reveal it is to become dependent on the goodwill of the person you revealed it to. And as we have learned, goodwill is the most fickle currency in the world. The trusting collaborator's mistake. In a moment of camaraderie or excitement, the trusting person will reveal their ace. You won't believe the contact I just made. Don't tell anyone, but I just found out that our competitor is. If they just offered me the vice president title, I would do anything. They think they are building trust by sharing a strategic secret. They are actually committing strategic suicide. The Machiavellian counter-move, the vault of the mind. The black box treats his strategic levers as the crown jewels of his kingdom. They are kept in a vault. The vault is in his mind. No one knows the combination. The strategy of the hidden advantage. Never speak of your ace. Your most powerful advantages should be invisible until the moment you choose to play them. The moment you speak of them, they begin to lose their power. The threat of a hidden weapon is often more powerful than the weapon itself. The art of plausible deniability. You must structure your life in such a way that your advantages are not obvious. You live slightly below your means, so no one knows the extent of your financial resources. You cultivate powerful relationships privately, not publicly. Identify, but never use, leverage over others unless necessary. The most sophisticated use of leverage over another person is to never use it at all. Your knowledge of their weakness is a silent deterrent. It ensures they will never move against you, because they fear what you might do. The moment you use it for a small gain, you have played your card. The threat is gone. It should be reserved only for moments of existential threat. Know your own price, and make it prohibitively high. You must be brutally honest with yourself. What would it take to make you betray your own code? Then, you must build your life in such a way that you are never desperate enough to have to consider that price. You build your own self-worth so you are not tempted by status. You build your own financial independence so you are not tempted by money. Machiavelli wrote, "The best fortress is to be found in the love of the people, for whom you are indispensable. But the truest fortress is the one built of secrets. The advantage that no one knows you have. The move that no one can predict. The power that no one sees until it is too late. Your greatest strengths are not the ones on your resume for the world to see. They are the ones in your vault, for you alone to command. Keep them there." Phase 4. The vision of transformation and identity choice. The lesson is stark. The lesson is cold. Your life, your story, your very essence, has been an open book, and you have been living in a library of enemies. You now see the truth. Your vulnerability has been their ammunition. Your dreams have been their targets. Your secret strengths have been their greatest fear. You stand at a pivotal moment. A moment of profound and terrifying choice. Behind you lies the familiar world of the open book. A world of shallow connections, of predictable betrayals, of a constant, low-grade anxiety. A world where you are known, and therefore you are owned. In front of you lies the path of the black box. A path of silence, of strategy, of immense self-control. It can be a lonely path. It is a path of discipline. It is the path of the sovereign, the strategist, the king. A world where you are mystery, and therefore you are power. Most people will choose the comfort of the open book. The terror of being truly unknown, of being responsible for one's own power, is too great. The seductive warmth of a cheap connection is more appealing than the cold, hard reality of strategic isolation. But you have stayed. You have looked into the void of this truth. It has not consumed you. It has called to you. You are ready to close the book. Phase 5. The concluding reinforcement and call to action. This is not about paranoia. It is about prudence. This is not about deception. It is about discretion. This is not about hiding from the world. It is about choosing how you will engage with it, on your terms. Your story is the most powerful weapon you will ever possess. Do not hand it to anyone. Wield it. If this video has armed your mind and armored your soul, then show your commitment. Smash that like button. Share this with someone who is still bleeding their power away through careless words. And subscribe for the advanced arsenal of a true strategist. Now, for your final act of sealing your armory, leave this declaration in the comments. The first law of your new, sovereign self. My secrets are my power. Remember, the world can only hurt you where you are vulnerable. The world can only use what you reveal. What they do not know, they cannot fight. Be the black box. Be the mystery. Be the power.